Hello, this is Joshua reporting from Tucson, and I'm in front of my Agatebay store here right now. Fortunately, the weather has cooled down a little bit, but the sales are still hot. We're going full send here. To promote it a little bit more, we also have a discount code now on the US website, agatebayusa.com. We have new products up on there, and you can save 10% on your polished specimen order if you order at least 5 of those specimens, and you will get 20% off if you order at least 10 of those specimens. Also, only during the Tucson show here, we have the limited amount of the Alimaggio XL specimens here. We only do a couple drops every year for this material because I can't export it out of Malawi anymore. So we have only this very limited amount, and also at probably only 2 or 3 sales throughout the year. So this is only going to be available until the 15th of February, both on my US website and my German website. But if you're in the US or Canada, please do us a favor to order through the agatebayusa.com website to save on shipping and avoid any troubles through customs. Also, we will be live right after the video on my YouTube channel as well. The topic is going to be Baker Ranch Bonanza and Morocco, Moroccan Madness. So the focus is going to be on Baker Ranch agates and on Moroccan agates. Unfortunately, all of the Baker Ranch agates we had on the shelves up here sold out entirely to a dealer the other day. But fortunately, I have been able to buy an incredible collection just today. So as I'm sorting through the collection, I will also make them available for you right after this video. So stay tuned until this video is over and join us for the fun at the live show today and tomorrow. Today is the day of Mexican agate love. Mexican Laguna agates are known to be one of the highest quality agate in the entire world. They have some of the tightest and most colorful banding you can imagine in any agate. These are way bigger than the average size of Laguna agates you usually get. These are all in a size of probably roughly 3 to 4 inches. This agate is going to be a pretty terrific piece just because of this very nice visible pseudomorph or saginite, you may call it. Just a gorgeous window over here. It doesn't seem like it has a ton of color other than this clear white chalcedony with some banding, and I think I want to stay really close to the pseudomorph because that is the part that I was really excited about when selecting this nodule, and then just avoid this window that's up here. So go pretty close to the pseudomorph and then just across here, and then pretty much through the middle of the entire nodule, coming back out here where the pseudomorph started. And you can see the cut is just maybe 2 or 3 millimeters next to this broken off saginite face, right next to the window up there, and then just once across the volume of the nodule. Oh. Just great structure and pattern. The saginite here is really just wild in this piece. This is definitely something you don't get to see very often in any Laguna agates, and it just turned out to be wonderful. Look at how fine this saginite is. You can really just see every single needle in this structure down there, and overall just a really nice setting for this agate right here. On the left and right you can also see there's a little bit of a host rock attached, which I think is also a nice contrast to the entire nodule. This is a massive chunk of a Laguna agate nodule. I'm spotting 2 little windows. This seems to be a more recent break with just gorgeous white parallax banding. It's a very long shape of the nodule, and usually I think I prefer to cut it like this way just to get the parallax banding a little tighter, but I would be missing so much of the right side of the nodule. And since this material is so expensive, in this case I'm also going for the full face cut. Now here we're going just over the longest part of the nodule where it's also the widest, and here right next to this window. So I think we're all good to go. Lower it down to the saw blade, close the lid and turn it on. Oh, nice. Wow. I'm glad I cut this piece for the long way just because it shows a beautiful picture in both halves now. It is really like a two-centered piece, like two different chambers that are almost being separated. Gorgeous tight banding with parallax. It has a few of the healed fractures. You can also see a little bit of pink banding towards the center up there, and a little bit of yellow color that came in with the healing of the fracture. Overall, a really great looking and a very large sized Laguna Agate specimen from Mexico. This agate is beautiful, but it is also almost just an entire window. You can see here, right there, there's a quartz pocket that opens to the side with agate banding, goes all the way over here. Then it seems like there's one little section where it is interrupted, and then the window continues from down here, up over there, back to here, where the quartz pocket started. So it's almost all the way interrupted, but I'm looking for the places with the least interruption to get the fullest face out of it, which would be over here. That is one of the points, and the other point I saw was over here. So right over here, right over there, through that area, and then coming back through here. I'll just try to avoid any windows I can. Seems to be all good. Then let's go.
Wow, gorgeous. That is beautiful.
I just really perfectly missed those windows areas, and it is just a fantastic piece. Gorgeous druzy specimen, and all surrounded by this fine saginite layer around the entire agate, and just really gorgeous colors and banding. It has been spared by pretty much any fractures. It looks like maybe they're the tiniest bit of a healed fracture, but really a fantastic piece with almost a flawless face. The next one up is a rather exciting piece. You can see it's got a pretty flat shape, no windows in the area with the fullest face, and that's, I think, the reason why I'm going to cut it this way. But I also want to show you this beautiful window it has right here, and that really gets me excited, seeing these little UFOs just flying through this bright blue chalcedony. And yeah, I think I really just will cut this through the longest face if I can get it to grip with my vise. So I'm just gonna lock it here into position, lower it onto the saw blade, stop it right here, close the lid, turn on the oil, and start it.
Oh, wow, almost exceptionally good.
I hit this agate for the longest face, but seem to have missed the center by just a slight margin. But also hose stroke inclusions like this or tubes can of course affect the volume of the banding. However, the yellow color is really just stunning in this specimen, and I just so much wish it didn't have that hairline. Well, it's not a hairline, it's actually a pretty significant black fracture that's running through it. But the details with those little UFOs that you can just see in this very translucent blue chalcedony are just really so beautiful with this bright yellow agate. It is a fabulous piece that is almost a really, really good specimen. I've been looking at this agate a couple minutes. It is definitely more on the weird side of specimens, with just weird inclusions. So I'm cutting right next to this window, then all across the specimen with the biggest volume right next to this window, coming back down here next to this small side window, a little bit more over actually because the volume is thicker here, and then coming back up next to the window that we initially saw. I'm quite happy the way it's sitting in there now.
Wow, that is wild. What is happening here?
It seems like the previous agate with the UFOs brought us right into outer space. I mean, look at this piece. This is just so wild. Like, I have no idea what's going on there, but it just seems to be loaded with pseudomorphs and saginite. Certainly a very unique specimen. If you like it, it's really up to you. Special one for sure. And now there's only one more piece to cut. This is the biggest and heaviest piece of the entire batch. There's really not much to see, just a couple smaller windows where you can see a little bit of this kind of bluish chalcedony with white banding peeking through. Over here is another window. And usually I say agates that only have white banding from the outside typically also tend to have mostly white banding on the inside. But if you watched any of my previous videos, you will see that I've been wrong a couple times, and Laguna agates can also be really surprising. I just want to keep the expectations low for this one because I know the chances that it's going to be a really killer piece are probably rather on the slim side. So I'm just going to cut this for the biggest volume, right next to this little broken window area here, and then just like once around the entire specimen for the biggest face, in the hope to get the biggest and nicest agate out of this specimen ever. Sitting in there all nice, so let's roll it up and fire the saw.
There you go.
With these Laguna agates, it's really a hit or miss. This is a beautiful banded piece, just really nice banding, great depth, no fractures, but also of course we always hope for the yellow colors and the parallax, but of course that only happens in the rarest cases. So it's, like I said, a decently nice piece, I would call it. Also nice to see with these yellow saginite layers at the top of this specimen. And now let's look at all of them together again and see what we've been getting. Today's video we've been cutting some beautiful Laguna agates, but if you can't get enough of them, make sure to hang out for the live show where I can also show some beautiful Laguna agates of what I have here in my showroom in Tucson. So join us for the live show right now. These Laguna agates are really a hit or miss. It's certainly one of the most expensive and valuable material you can get, both in terms of specimens as well as rough. So there's always a slight bit of pressure involved when cutting this expensive rough material, but sometimes you're rewarded, and I think today was just about fine. We've been cutting some really decent quality pieces. The saginite was really nice. Also the second one with the nice big face, 2 chambers and parallax, beautiful specimen. I am loving the third one, just beautiful banding with the saginite, the druzy, just gorgeous piece overall. A really, really fine agate specimen. The fourth one with the UFO, I just wish it didn't have the fracture, but other than that, just gorgeous colors. It's really so bright with the yellow. Exceptional piece. The fifth one is the wildest of them all, that's for sure. Really just looks like it's from outer space and some alien species planet. Really crazy piece for sure. And then the last one, a decently nice specimen, I would call it. So overall, I think it's a great cutting yield of what we've been getting. We have not cut the one killer piece that everybody is dreaming of, but some very nice specimens for sure. So I hope you enjoyed this session. We had some really exceptional Laguna agate sessions before, so make sure to check out the Laguna agate rough cutting playlist so you see all the Laguna agates we've been cutting in this workshop already, because you will not be disappointed seeing some of these specimens. That is what I can tell you for sure. And you will also not be disappointed checking out my website, where all of these specimens are available right now as you are listening to me, and hundreds of more very nice, high quality polished specimens made in Germany. And there's also a way to save money. That is by ordering at least 10 specimens at once. That will get you free shipping, a 20% discount, and this discount can also be combined with specimens that are already reduced in the sale section of my website. So thanks for watching, happy shopping, and I'll see you again next week. Thank you so much and goodbye.